What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and today we're going to take a look at an alternate Guardian costume team-up. Currently, there are only two heroes with their movie alternates, and so this is going to be a Star-Lord and Drax team-up video. Now, I will be honest, this team isn't overpowered by any means, but they were pretty fun to use, and I do think they will get better once you get the Guardian insignia for your agent. One thing that I did like about using Star-Lord is the fact that tacticians are on pretty much every single team. Also, I ran into very few scrappers when I was testing this team out. Basically, what I'm trying to say is it's a pretty good time to try out Star-Lord. His level 1 impairs the entire enemy team, so it makes sure they do less damage, and it gives our team rising up. You may have to worry about Boombuster though. That could potentially be a problem for a Star-Lord team-up. But hey, what are you supposed to do, not use buffs at all? You know what, I say go for it. I just try to make sure to knock out the opponents first. If you can do that, then you're going to win the match. Now, since the opposing agent already used the Blackest Void, it's now pretty safe to use the Neurotrope. Then I'm going to use the Hand of Apocalypse on Falcon, and that's because he does have those Finest Hour buffs. So there goes our own Boombuster. Now that's a very effective way to deal with that pesky Falcon. Next on Star-Lord's turn, I should have went for a Spray and Pray, but instead I go for a fancy Trick Shot. By the way, my voice, or I should say throat, is killing me today, and I think it's because I was at a Comic-Con all day yesterday. It was pretty awesome, but either I'm sick, or maybe it's just because I was really tired. Anyways, it's kinda painful, but I did want to put this video out, and that's also why I didn't post it yesterday, because I was gone all day long. Now, this Invisible Woman team that we are facing is pretty annoying because we can't get her bleeding or hemorrhaging going. That's because of her circulating empowered ISO 8, which causes shields to prevent and remove debuffs. So that's annoying, but this team can still deal with them, as well as Red Hulk and Pestilence. Teams that I did have problems with involved Psylocke, so it was either Psylocke and Quicksilver, or sometimes Psylocke and Deadpool. One of the reasons seemed to be Star-Lord went down really quickly whenever they got a coordinated attack, so often before his first turn he would be dead. But anyways, after using Momentary Advantage, I'm going to use the Blackest Void, and then we're going to attack their agent with the Hand of Apocalypse. I think he definitely needs to be the next one to go, especially if he's going to be healing. After we take him out, it shouldn't be too difficult to deal with Invisible Woman. Speaking of her, I was tempted to place Off Balance on her, but we really need to take this agent down. So next up will be Invisible Woman, and she of course uses Force Field, plus a Force Volley. Now on Star-Lord's turn, one of his multifunction abilities has become available, and it happens to be Rock's Fall. This counts as a summon attack, so that means you can place the Cooperative Augmented ISO 8 on this ability, and you can use it as a quick action. Is it that great? Not really, but it is an option. Then we're going to use Spray and Pray and get some more buffs back on our team. Now remember that plan to focus on their agent? Well, on Drax's turn, that's going completely out the window, because I can't help but attack that Infiltrator with him. So first a Hack and Slash, and then we get a free Obliterate. We will definitely take that, that's a bargain deal. And then we get Raft Shank because she wanted to counterattack. So all in all, Invisible Woman is almost finished from one round of attacks. But we proc 12% of a plan, and we get to give Drax that extra turn that he needs. So a big Daggerfall finish on Invisible Woman. That's going to only leave their agent versus our entire team, so we shouldn't have any problem winning this. Also, I'm pretty confident that this will be his final turn. Right after he runs out of his quick actions, he has to recharge, because I don't think he has any weapons. That's something that I would caution you against doing, especially on defense. But after using an Improbability Field of our own, our hand attack is going to take the enemy agent a little over halfway. Then, since our final ability has become unlocked, we can try to use Lit Up to finish the fight, but it looks like it is going to fall short. That just means we're going to finish our second enemy in a row with our level 9 Daggerfall. That's one annoying team down. Now let's go ahead and move on to another. It's going to be a Rescue and Pestilence Beast team-up. Rescue is up first and she's going to use a flyby attack on Drax. Luckily she misses and she gets marked for revenge. Oh, and there's a Blood for Blood proc, which is always nice to see. I just wish I would see it more often. Next, I'm going to use the Neurotrope, which truthfully you may not really need on this team. I did experiment a little bit without it, and I'm probably going to in the future, and that's just because Star-Lord can grant rising up fairly easily with his level 1. Next, I debated using the Hand of Apocalypse, but instead went with the Blackest Void. This immediately pays off with the Beast hitting his own rescue with the Jekyll and Hyde. At this point in the fight, it seems like Rescue is the character we should try to take out first, so let's go ahead with an Obliterate on her. The only thing that remains to be seen is whether or not Star-Lord can finish her off. If she does get another turn, then all bets are off. Oh, and she also gets hit with the Voodoo Staff. So what I'm going to do with Star-Lord is use his Trick Shot ability. This can actually do some pretty impressive damage, and it does do a decent job. It also procs Hemorrhage because it's a Guardian movie ult, and that's going to finish Rescue. Now my agent's going to put to use his 2 attacks, both on Beast with the Hand of Apocalypse. Sadly for us, Beast ends up barely staying alive with 6,000 HP. But hey, Star-Lord's 12% of a plan gives us another chance, which fails before I can even get that sentence out. But then we do get 2 counterattacks, first a Trick Shot, and then a Spray and Pray. I think that Star-Lord is showing you why he's one of my favorite infiltrators, if not my favorite in the game right now. Alright, so after Daggerfall takes out Beast, finally, we then get hit with Voodoo Staff on Star-Lord, or I should say it fails to hit us. Then we get a Trick Shot and another Spray and Pray. With just under 40,000 HP left, our level 9 Star-Lord is going to take out the enemy agent. Like I said earlier, Trick Shot actually can do a pretty impressive amount of damage. And there you see it firsthand. So now moving on to our final match of the video, it's going to be against the Loki and Satana team. This is a pretty interesting magic team-up, but the main reason I'm showing you this is because after Hall of Mirrors, we get to see the AoE 12% of a plan proc. This will immediately give your entire team an extra turn, so now we get 4 turns in a row. That's going to be a terribly bad start for the enemy team. Well, that is if we don't hit each other with each of these extra attacks. To play it safe, after using the Neurotrope, and then the Scroll of Aknazsak, I'm going to just use a Blackest Void on the enemies. Then with Star-Lord we can at least use his AoE attack both times. That way we don't have to worry about Disoriented. All in all, it's still a pretty decent start, even though it could have been much better. I guess if only I would have had the satellite support equipped. But hey, like I said, I am experimenting, and I did change my setup slightly. In case you didn't notice, we are using the Scroll of Aknazsak instead of the Raft Shank. Alright, and Loki is getting illusion, and he's also backstabbing us. He can be annoying with his invisible self, but with satellite support, he really wouldn't bother me that much. After Satana's turn, I'm going to go ahead and recharge with my agent, mainly because I don't want to one-shot any of my teammates. Then let's see what the enemy agent's going to do. Okay, so he's going to use the 0 Day, which truthfully I wish I had. That could help out with the Drax team-up because it does do an AoE bleed. But at least now we can go ahead and attack Satana, and we one-shot her. We didn't even need our follow-up from attacking an infiltrator. We now do, however, have it for our next victim. Now on Star-Lord's turn, I'm going to go ahead and use Trick Shot on the enemy agent. And now it's time for momentary advantage on our own agent. So that means we're going to get 2 attacks, but first, let's go ahead and use the Light Fantastic. This is going to clear some of those annoying buffs, plus it's going to give us Mirror Reality, but yes, we will do some damage to our other teammates. It's a very small amount of damage, so I really don't even notice it. Then, since I opted to use the second seal, we only get 1 attack, but it should be enough. I'm going for the enemy agent because Loki can be difficult to hit, and we might as well take him out first. So now it's just us versus the Invisible Man. Drax is going to go ahead and use a Hack and Slash right after using Cry for Blood, and then we should get a follow-up, which will be an Obliterate, and it finishes the fight. That's also going to end this video, but I really do hope you enjoyed it, and I want to thank you all for watching. I'd like to ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, good luck, and take care.